Hey guys, it's Heather from Kell and today we are talking tips for newbies at Go Wild. For those of you who don't know, Go Wild is a huge planner conference that takes place every spring. I think this will be year 4 if I remember correctly, and it is so much fun. Go Wild 2019 is in Las Vegas and I cannot wait. I've never been to Vegas before, so if you've been to Vegas, I want you to leave some tips in the comments about what I should do in Vegas, because I've never been and I have no clue what I'm going to be doing outside of the conference. So if you've been to Vegas, leave some tips in the comments. But this video is for people who are going to Go Wild but have never been before, and maybe you're nervous, you're getting a little anxious because it's almost time to go. And so I thought I would make a video full of tips for a newbie at Go Wild. I was a newbie last year. Last year Go Wild was in Austin. And I remember the days leading up to the event, I was very nervous. I had no idea what to expect. I mean, I guess I had a little bit of an idea because I had followed the 2 years previous on Instagram. So I had a little bit of an idea of what was going to happen, but I didn't really know. And so I was really nervous. I was really anxious. It was basically the first big planner conference that I had ever been to. And I just was super, super nervous. And once it was over, I had a blast. But I felt like there were so many things that I wish I had done differently. And so I'm super excited about Las Vegas. I'm super excited to meet a lot of you guys at this conference. And I'm really excited to share with you guys some tips on how to make sure that the Go Wild experience is exactly what you want it to be. So my first tip has to do with the tables. So the first day of Go Wild, Friday morning, you're going to line up and you're going to be so excited because you're going to want to run in and get an amazing table. What Go Wild does is they have all of these shops, sponsored tables, and the tables are beautiful. They're full of swag, they're decorated, they're gorgeous, and so everyone runs in to try and get the best table. But what I'm going to tell you right now is don't worry about racing in and pushing and trying to get the best table, because honestly, all the tables are amazing. They were all so great. You will love whatever table you get put at. A few other things that I want to just throw out there about the table. Number 1, don't just take your swag off the table right away, because everyone at your table is going to want to take a picture of the table before you start dismantling everything. So kind of give everyone a chance to take a picture of the table for their Instagram or for their memory keeper so that everyone has their picture, and then you could start taking your swag down from the setup. Another tip is to take a picture of your table, post it on Instagram, and thank the shop who sponsored that table. They put in a lot of work, a lot of product, and they would love to have a shout out from the people sitting at their table, and they want to know that you appreciate it. So be sure to snap a picture of your table, post it on Instagram, shout out that store or that shop that sponsored your table, and thank them. Another thing to keep in mind is that the shop owners have feelings. They're real people. I know last year some people, to put it nicely, they were kind of being brats about their table and some negative comments, and that's just not what shop owners want to hear. They want to hear how thankful you are for everything that they did. And I'm telling you, all of the tables are amazing, so being negative about it is really just kind of just being a negative Nancy. So don't throw out negative comments, just show how appreciative you are. Those shop owners are donating their time and their money and their resources, and so it's really something that we need to show great appreciation for. But my number 1 tip is to go in there and not feel like you need to push to get to the best table, because whatever table you end up at, you're going to love it, I promise. So my next tip is, it's kind of a funny tip because you are going to a planner conference, but don't take too many planner supplies, because here's a little tip for you. You're not actually going to plan. I know, it's crazy. You're going to a planner conference, you would think that you're going to plan, you're not. You don't need to bring, honestly, you don't need to bring anything. You can bring your planner, especially if you want people to sign your planner or write a note in your planner, but you don't need to be bringing tons of washi and tons of stickers and all that kind of stuff, especially because all of that stuff, if you decide you want to plan, you're going to be getting a lot of swag, a lot of stickers, a lot of washi tape, a lot of all of that kind of stuff. So if you just have to plan, you can use some of the swag that you got. Trust me on this. Don't pack a whole bag of planner supplies. I know people do it every year, and then they wish they hadn't because you don't actually plan at this planner conference. Now, speaking of that extra bag that you were going to pack and put all those planning supplies in, don't put the planner supplies in it, but still bring the bag. I'm telling you, you will get so much swag at Go Wild. It's insane. Last year Go Wild was in Austin, and I'm about 3 hours from Austin, so I was lucky that I just drove down there and I drove back. So I was able to just throw all the swag into the back of my Jeep. But while I was doing it, me and Marielle, my friend who goes to Go Wild with me every year, we were like, what would we have done if we had to pack all of this? You get a ton of swag. So what Marielle and I are planning on doing this year is we're going to pack all of our clothing and our bathroom stuff and everything that we need. We're going to pack it in a carry-on suitcase. Then we're going to take that carry-on suitcase and we're going to put it inside of a regular size suitcase. And then we're going to check that regular size suitcase on the way to Las Vegas. Then when we get to Vegas, we technically have a whole suitcase that's empty. I know you probably think that sounds crazy. Like, I'm not going to need a whole suitcase for my swag. You probably will need a whole suitcase for your swag. I'm telling you, you get so much stuff. If you don't believe me, I'm going to link the video of all of the swag we got last year down below so that you can check it out. I'm telling you, it's a lot of swag. Bring an empty bag for your swag. If for some reason you can't, there's just no way that you can bring an extra bag, I suggest bringing a priority mailer, one of those, all you can fit, cram in for one price. Bring one of those so that you can stuff it all in and mail it to yourself. Although the line at the hotel to mail stuff to yourself, it will be very long because there will be a lot of people who are doing that. So if you can, bring an empty suitcase. Trust me on that. The next tip is one that I really need to be better about this year, and that tip is to take lots of photos. I'm the kind of person where I go to these events and I want to take photos with everybody, but one of two things happen. One, I'm too scared and too nervous to ask someone for a photo. I'm like, oh, I don't want to bother them. I really want a photo with it. I'm not going to bother them. And then I just don't take the photo. Or I'm just too involved in the moment to even think about taking a photo. Now, the first problem, don't be afraid. That's another tip. Don't be afraid to ask somebody for a picture. I'm telling you from experience, it makes their day when you ask to take a picture with them. When I have people come up to me at planner conferences and say, can we take a picture? It seriously makes my day that people like me enough to want to take a picture with me. The answer is always going to be yes. So if you see me at Go Wild, please come up and say hello and please ask to take a picture. Now, when you take that picture, also tag me on Instagram because I will probably forget to say, oh, let me pull out my phone and take a picture too. But I'm going to want that picture. So don't be afraid to ask people for pictures. I promise it makes their day. No matter who they are, they want to take a picture with you. The second problem where you're too involved in the moment to remember to take a photo, that's actually probably a good thing because you're just in the moment and you're experiencing it. And at that point, a photo probably isn't the number one priority, but when you get home, you're going to wish that you had taken the photo. So you kind of just want to keep it in the back of your mind to pull out your phone and snap a photo whenever you can. I promise no one is going to be annoyed that you're trying to take a photo because we all want those photos. Now, with that in mind, another tip I have is because you're going to be pulling out your phone all the time to take photos and to take videos and to post on Instagram, bring a portable cell phone charger. Trust me on this. You're going to want one because you're not going to spend a lot of time in your room and your phone is going to die fast with the amount that you're going to be using it. I personally have a brand of cell phone portable chargers that I love. You charge it one time and I swear it lasts forever. And it's really small. It's a great charger. I actually have it in black and white. I'll link it in the description in case you want to check it out. It's from Amazon, so it should get to you pretty fast. I love it, but definitely bring a portable charger. All right, my next tip is during the conference, when the speakers are up there talking, please keep your side talk to a minimum. There is nothing worse than paying all this money to go to a conference and getting there and then everyone around you is talking and you can't hear the speaker. That's so annoying. I know you're excited to be around your planner friends and you want to talk to them. Thankfully, they give us amazing breaks and there's lots of time after the conference, like in the afternoon and the evening, to spend time talking with each other. So try to keep your side chatter to a minimum when there's a speaker on the stage Everyone in the room will appreciate it if you can do that. My next tip is regarding table mate gifts. This is a big topic. A lot of people, do I do table mate gifts? Do I have to do them? When do I give them out? What is going on with table mate gifts? I'm going to throw out there that you don't have to do table mate gifts. I did not do them last year, and it was fine. I don't even think anyone noticed that I didn't do them. I didn't do them because I was just so overwhelmed with the whole idea of Go Wild that making a table mate gift onto my plate was just too much. I couldn't handle it. And honestly, it did not take away from my experience at all. It is a little awkward when someone's giving you a gift and you have nothing to give them in return, but that only lasts for about 5 seconds and then it's over, and no one even thinks twice about it. So you don't have to bring a table mate gift. If you do bring a table mate gift, there are a few tips to keep in mind when giving those out. First, you'll be sitting at a table of 10. So you will need to bring 9 table mate gifts. You don't want to bring just 4 and give it to half the table because that's awkward. So you want to be sure to bring 9 gifts. The next tip regarding table mate gifts is it's kind of etiquette to give them out on day 2 and not day 1. The reason for that is day 1, they really want the emphasis to be placed on the shops who decorated your tables and who donated stuff to your tables. And so if you're sitting down and everyone is so excited about the table gifts, and then people start passing out all of their gifts too, first off, it's kind of overwhelming because you're like, this is a lot of stuff. And second, it just kind of takes away from the table because then you're not just looking at the table, you're looking at all the gifts that your friends have given you. So it's kind of etiquette to save your table mate gifts for Saturday. So you pass them out Saturday. You may be at the same table Saturday, you may not be, you may be with the same people, you may not be. So etiquette is kind of to give them out on the second day. If you want to give them out both days, you want to do Friday and Saturday, that is totally fine. But Go Wild asks that on Friday you don't give them out right away because, again, they want the table sponsors to get the glory. So they say if you're going to give them out on the first day, to give them out after the first break so that the table kind of gets its spot in the spotlight. That doesn't make any sense, but you know what I'm trying to say. So those are some tips regarding table mate gifts, but also don't feel like you have to do them. Honestly, we leave for Go Wild in 2 weeks and I haven't decided yet if I'm going to do them yet. It's going to kind of depend on if I have time, what my plate's looking like, if I'm too overwhelmed, I don't know. We'll see, okay? So my next tip is to bring hand sanitizer. You're going to be in a room with a lot of people. Some of those people are going to be sick. They may not be super sick, but there's going to be people in that room with a cold or with something going on. So you want to bring hand sanitizer. It just really helps hand sanitize your hands, wash your hands, put hand sanitizer on them because you don't want to get the Go Wild plague. It's a thing. All right, my next tip, and this is one of my final tips, is to go with an open mind and an open heart. An open mind because you will go and you will meet people that maybe online you thought they would be your best friend, and then you meet them in person and you're not connecting. And then you're kind of like, man, that stinks. Or maybe you go and you think there's someone online that you're not going to like, and then you meet them in person and they're like your best friend. And you're like, what is even happening right now? So go with an open mind and an open heart because there will be people, both speakers and attendees, who are going to speak to your heart. And they're going to do so much for you just with their words. And you need to have an open heart so that you can accept that. I know that last year at Go Wild, I was at a weird stage in my life where I had found out my job at work was getting cut and I was trying to decide what am I going to do this next year. And I feel like the people that I got to listen to and meet and friend at Go Wild really changed and affected me in like a huge way. So I really, really suggest and push for you going with an open mind and an open heart. And be there to make connections with each other. Try not to go and stick with your little friend group that you're coming with because then you're missing out on meeting all of these other people. And if you're going by yourself, I want you to know you are not going by yourself. There's tons of us who are going to be there and we all want to be your friend. The Go Wild app and the Facebook group is a great place to go. If you're feeling lonely, maybe you don't have plans for dinner or you just want to know what's going on, I promise if you go to the group and you say, I have nothing to do, I have no one to hang out with, you're going to have 50 people asking you to come hang out with them. So if you're going alone, you are not going alone. If you're going with your friends, I encourage you to be open to other people who are there so that you don't miss out on making new friendships, and just go with an open mind and an open heart. Go Wild was amazing last year in Austin. I know it's going to be incredible again this year in Las Vegas, and I can't wait to experience it with all of you newbies. If you go and you see me there, I hope that you'll say hello, come take a picture. I want to meet you. I want to spend time with you. So please come say hello. And if you see me there, don't forget to ask for a pin. Whoop. They say Kell of a fan, and I love them. I only have so many. When they're gone, they're gone. But if you see me, ask for a pin, and you can add to your Go Wild swag. So I can't wait to meet you. I hope you'll be there. Let me know in the comments if you're coming. And yeah, I can't wait to see y'all in Vegas. If you like this video, I hope you hit the like button. If you want to see more of my videos, hit that subscribe button, and happy planning.